It is not for you, to walk out and say, let John come in. But it is for the ministry to ensure that John get that opportunity. It's tough decisions. I prepare to make it. I prepare to make the decisions. Even if it will cost me a political career, I'm prepared to make that decision. I am prepared to make that decision because I know deep within my heart what I'm doing is the right thing. And even if those for political reason may feel that it's not the right thing to do, I will die with my boots on. We're going to make that decision that those of you that have signed the contract, at the end of it, you know that it's 18 months. We said to you that we're going to refer you to the scholarship desk. Those of you that beat your enhancement and you feel that you reach the levels where you could do something for scholarship, we're going to refer you to the scholarship desk. We say that we're going to refer you to the employment desk, we're going to do so. We're going to refer you to the small business component of the program, we're going to do so. But you must remember that the program is a training program, it's not an employment program. It's preparing you to increase your chances of employability, and it's going to continue on that footing. Thank you.
Mr. Prime Minister, on behalf of the school and basketball team, our school is in need of a hard court so our netballers and basketballers can prepare and develop themselves for tournaments. It is very costly to transport students from the school to hard courts and playing fields, which may hinder us from participating in competitions. As the Prime Minister of Grenada and representatives of St. Patrick's, what can you do to address this urgent situation?
You all want a hard court at Montrose? Yeah. I mean, we have just completed one for Rose Hill. I mean, if you all had made a representation to me before. But if you all could make a proposal to us, your sports teacher, who is responsible for sports in your school, let them make a representation, and we're going to see if we can get it done. We can approach agencies and see. Because we believe if you go to Rose Hill, you'll see we have just completed a very good with seating facilities and everything. And Montrose School needs that. I mean, I would see what I could. You all have a location and everything for it? Okay, well, right. Well, just write me and make a request somewhere, and we're going to follow up on it and see what we could do to bring that to Montrose SDA.
As we all know, our world has become technologized and our children's eyes are fixed to the screen. So I want to know if the government of Grenada could provide some projectors to our schools so that the teachers could help to teach their children.
Well, I don't know if I could. What I do know, in terms of technology, the whole issue of projectors, I don't know if the Ministry of Education is going that route in terms of projectors, but I do know that in terms of computers, the ministry has been making a lot of efforts to ensure that schools throughout the length and breadth of the country has computers and also has the internet accessibility. So I don't know if you could address that issue of projectors. I don't think so.
What I could add in terms of the technology is that right now, in conjunction with the government of India, we are now establishing a center of excellence for ICT training in Grenada. We got all the equipment, the furniture and everything, so that students who are interested in improving themselves in information communication technology. There's going to be a center of excellence where you could go there and, at different levels and acquire certification. Because we also have what is known as the CKLN, the Caribbean Knowledge Learning Network. That is to link up all the institutions within the OECS. And we're also trying to link up, as I said before, CARICU and the TAMCC campus here in St. Patrick's. So to those of you interested in information communication technology, there is a center of excellence right now being established in Grenada. And they will be offering courses at different level for those who are interested in improving themselves in information communication technology.
All right. Any more questions? We'll take, we have one from the table. Casey.
Good evening again. I have a question. My village is not represented by much here, but I'm from the village of Shantimel, and based on most of the things in my presentation was things that I see in my village. Now, we haven't reached to a point where there is a feud, but the Shantimel Recreation Ground is not in the best of conditions, and the young men do use it to play football. Now, there is a lot of young people in Shantimel that are unemployed. I'm one of the fortunate few to have been through the program, like some of you all that are talking about the 18 months. If I was still a member of the program, I would have been looking to get my 18 months to go. But I am fortunate that where I was placed, I was able to secure a job there. But what I'm getting to say is, in discussion with people from my village, young people from my village, they made this statement, and Mr. Minister and Mr. Prime Minister, maybe you can help me. They say that they feel that they are forgotten. And we do feel so in Shantimel, that they are forgotten. And the only how they seem that they will get some attention is if they form a gang or something to do with violence. Because look what happened in Roseville, and Roseville have so much of things. Roseville have, the last time I was looking at the news, Roseville have community center and all this other thing. And Shantimel is in the back. And they are saying that probably the only how they could get some attention is if they go down the route of forming a gang. So people will come to the village, see what's going on, and probably do something to get them off from wanting to form that gang. So before it reached that far, or before it reached to the point where the young men in Shantimel forming a gang that I'm afraid to walk the road, I would like for probably something to be done for Shantimel.
I want to give the advice that the young people in Shantimel should form the gang. And I want to tell them too that I'll make sure that I'll get some basketball coaches, some football coaches, some youth officers to come to visit them, so that the gang will get involved in sports, they will get involved in football, they will get involved in cricket. So I want to encourage them. I want to encourage them to form the gang. Tell them I say the minister asked that they form the gang. To do so, they can invite me. So I'll come to meet with them in a holistic way. Now, in relationship to the playing field, I know that the parliamentary representative from that area spoke, that's Honorable Joe Gilbert. He spoke to the ministry on doing some work on the Shantimel playing field. So that will be done sometime during the course of the year, very early. Now, not only in Shantimel, but I remember the last time we were here too, some requests were made to do some repairs on the basketball court there in terms of the poles. That too will be done. We have the poles now under construction, and as soon as it is completed, we will make two available for Riverside. So I understand, and there are some young people in other communities felt too that they are left out, and boy, that's the way it is. Despite of what you do, there will always be a group that feel that they are marginalized, they feel that they are left out in the process, and the only how you could come in the fold is by organizing yourself. If you organize yourself, you have a greater voice. So that's the reason why the ministry now is embarking on trying to get the various communities to develop and to organize groups. Well, you refer to it as gangs. Organize gangs within the communities so that we'll be able to engage them. And that is really the real responsibility of the Sports Council. The Sports Council would be tasked with the responsibility and duties of helping to organize the various communities into groups and organizations so that they'll be able to benefit from what the council has to offer. Because remember, the National Council now is now focusing on geographical representation. So each parish will have their voice. And each council too would be given a small budget to assist within the various communities within the parish. So we have to organize ourselves. We have to organize ourselves to benefit from what is happening. And I want to encourage Chantimel to proceed. And as soon as you do that, just call me.
Again, I just want to add here that it's the same point I've been making about the system under which we operate. I mean, if the young people in Chantimel, if they get together and invite me to a meeting to come and discuss ways of improving the community, I'm available. You see, they don't make representation. I mean, they could either make it to the parliamentary representative or they could make it to me. But I know Chantimel, and I could tell you, I don't think there will be any gangs in Chantimel. Chantimel is one of the most enlightened villages in Grenada. I've been campaigning for years, and the place I've had the most discussions with young people over the years is on the block in Chantimel, and I know the consciousness. I know they go complain, I mean, they have problems, but Chantimel is a well-developed community, and I don't think they will get involved in that. They may have violence here and there. Again, by saying that they could make representation to us, and we'll come and discuss with them, because it's an area I know, and I mean, I'm aware of the culture. I mean, the calypso, the political dialogue. They like a lot of discussions. It's a very enlightened community. So, Ambassador, we have to engage them. We'll let them, make representation. I'm always available. I'll come in and have discussion with them. I mean, I know some key members in the area. I know Kika Boy very well. I know Batiste. I know some of the people in the area. So once they invite me, I will come and engage them in dialogue.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister.
This suggestion goes towards the Prime Minister. Okay. How will go nowadays? People are crying out and saying that the country is getting hard. And, well, I'll bring this thing called VAT. Okay, I'll bring this thing called VAT. And VAT is on different items such as things like sugar and flour and everything. Okay, VAT is on everything nowadays, but people's salary nowadays, increasing. So I wonder what I could do about the situation. Thank you.
First I must say that there are several items that is exempted from VAT, including sugar. Several items. They are numerous. The Ministry of Finance gave a list of items that are exempted. VAT is not a new tax really. VAT, new in its name, but VAT is a replacement tax. Before VAT, there was what you call the general consumption tax, which was even higher than VAT. You see, people try to play politics with VAT, but VAT is not an oppressive tax. And I agree things are hard economically over the world, but this hardness in Grenada is exaggerated. I mean, last year, the productivity in Grenada in agriculture and fruits and so on was, more than any other time. What time you ever see rain like in March than now? The time is not that hard. People making, in terms of food, you go to the market and see food in Grenada. I mean, it's not, it's an exaggeration.